Yeah. Yeah. Have you ever had to talk your man out of a drill? Then he make a valid point, so y'all fight for the kill. We run tabs up in spots just to fight for the bill. You know how we play, but this ain't EA. The work fresher than some new ceviche. Drug dealers playing bones, sitting on the PJ. They clapping ass to coke bars. I don't need no DJ. We sent niggas in ghost cars with fully autos to spray. I'm a hustler. I turned YouTube to payday. Took that money, then put a couple bucks in JPay. Bought a tablet for my man so he could see where I stay. He said, wow, I ain't never seen no days ran away. Y'all serve trash, but we scraping the plate. I'm hard enough to make the razor blade break. I'm a boss, I ain't never had no bad bitch flake. I tell her meet me here, she respond, well yeah, that's a date. I met my plug on the back of the train. I was hurting, he gave me a little something for that sprain. Not a worker, but a partner, to this day I remain. I could get you Christmas trees or the fresh candy cane. I don't tuck in my shirt, why would I tuck in my chain? I did my homework, I know where all you niggas be staying. I was cloned first, I hear a lot of me and your sayings. Stuffing 12 skinnies while we watching the Waynes. Bang bang like pops, we flatline all ops. Keyless entry to drops, boat shoes for the yachts. Louis slippers, no tick on the watch. This fresh Yola, non-stick in the pot. I heard it's beef, I got a drum in the chop. I should've been here, is you ready or not? It's big Lord, nigga. I could talk about some money cause I got some. Yeah, and I could talk about these guns cause I shot some. You can't talk about real niggas cause you're not one. You can't talk about us cause you're not them.
Hey yo, open your eyes, you see a real nigga. Most niggas faking be
sir, yes, sir, yes, sir, ski. What up to the chat? Real quick, little 9 o'clock, John. You know what I'm saying? I'm up with the roosters. I'm up with the abusers and the users. This is Lord Brunson back at you with the back at you, and I am the best reporting on the Eagles. And this the 6th training camp. The Philadelphia Eagles have made moves, but more importantly, I feel like that when Vic Fangio talks, it's like a play that got to be broken down. I feel like Vic Fangio's press conferences are some of the most brutally honest press conferences that you're going to get across the National Football League. You know what I'm saying? Charles Dixon, what up? LB 17 for York in the building. You already know. You know what I mean? Some of the most brutal, honest press conferences that you're going to come across. But you know what I mean? Before we get into that, I want to talk about the Philadelphia Eagles signing a wide receiver. We've signed wide receiver Ife Adai, and we've waived injured wide receiver Danny Gray. They had high hopes for Danny Gray. I think he was a guy that was drafted by the 49ers, if I'm not mistaken. And he was turning heads. He was turning heads at OTAs. You know what I mean? But he got injured, and we decided to waive him, and we signed wide receiver Ife Adai. I'm not going to act like I know a lot about him. You know what I mean? But, you know, that is what it is. That is what it is. But at the end of the day, the defense, it has for me, in terms of what I want to see and guys that have been questionable to me from some type of aspect. So the pads was on today. AJ Brown was doing his thing. Simone was out there. A lot of people was out there. They got to take pictures with QB1 and things like that. So the fan base is happy coming off a Super Bowl win. Pads being on mean we're getting closer. We're getting closer to that first preseason game, meaning we're getting closer to just NFL action and things of that nature. So I'm excited for the pads being on for sure. And I think everybody should be excited for the pads being on. You know what I mean? Guys look good in pads, man. The practice had to be earlier today. Morning. Some type of heat advisory. But, you know, we still overcome. We still thrive. We still do what we're supposed to do. We still do our job. So it is what it is. We already know what to expect from the Philadelphia Eagles when the Philadelphia Eagles are in the building. You know what I mean? I'm cool with it. I'm cool with a lot. But You know, the main point of this video is to diagnose and break down what Vic Fangio was talking about. They might have it up here, so I don't even got to go far. Because when Vic Fangio speaks, here you go, right here. When Vic Fangio speaks, we must listen. We must listen when Vic Fangio speaks, because Vic Fangio is going to give you the real about the defense. So without further ado, if you didn't hear Vic Fangio speak today, we're going to listen to Vic Fangio got to say, and then I'm going to tell you what it means to me, how I interpret what Vic Fangio was talking about. Let's get into it.
You know people. My all-time favorite Philly right there.
What was it about him that so much?
Well, he was their best player when I was young, so
Somebody bless
he
him
was
with a Phillies jersey.
obviously a great player.
Stories of his home runs are fairly legendary for those of us that didn't see.
You know, a couple years ago, I golfed with Goose Gossage, and we played 18 holes. We rode the same cart, and obviously, I talked baseball with him. And he played with Allen in Chicago. He said he was the best teammate he ever had. So a little bit of the...
Long overdue Hall of Fame. Sadly overdue.
Yeah.
And you could tell one thing about Fangio was that
Really?
he has
Morrow, we've talked about him a lot. You said
from the media.
he impressed last year, but you would always bring up, he's a lighter guy. How do you think he's going to be able to hold up inside with additional snaps?
I think he'll hold up well. He did last year when he played in there. He's a year older, a year of playing significant snaps under his belt, getting reps here in training camp. I think he'll do good.
With Adoree Jackson, his experience, how much does that show up on the field, and what about his game shows that experience?
Yeah, the first few days out here, he was kind of like, you didn't know he was out there. The ball wasn't going his way at all. And then yesterday, he had a couple balls thrown his way, and he did very well. He had a very good day yesterday. It's too early to say what his experience is or isn't right now.
Thank you, McWilliams.
He's played a good bit of ball, but I think this is the place where he's got to, show who he is and be the player, hopefully, that people have always thought he could be.
What did he look like for the most? What did he look like in the film a year ago? And then he eventually gets benched. But did you chalk that up more as a team wanting to look at younger players than anything he was doing?
No, I didn't watch a whole lot of tape on him. Howie kind of wanted to sign him, and when Howie wants to sign somebody, it doesn't matter what I say. So we just took him in, and I didn't really watch a lot of his tape last year, but I've seen him play over the years. Saw him when he was coming out of college. So
why do you think that this is the place that he can maybe show? You mentioned what he could be. Is it the scheme?
yeah, I don't know if I think it's the place. I think it's time for him to show that. He in Tennessee, when it came time to re-sign him, after his contract was up, they didn't. The Giants, his contract was up, they didn't. It's time to show who he is or who he isn't.
What some of the little things you're looking?
That's crazy, man. That's crazy. Vic Fangio is basically saying that Adoree Jackson, a guy that Howie Roseman wanted to sign and didn't run it by Vic Fangio first to see how he would fit in the defense, is saying that he needs to show if he can play here or not. Like his play is going to show. He has to come out here, show and prove if he could be here or not. He has to show. This is his chance to see if he's the guy that he thinks he is or not. That's just crazy to say about a guy that you brought in to fill an obvious hole, in my opinion.
At when you're deciding on who's winning a job at corner, that might not stand out obviously in practice.
Just who's playing better. I mean, a lot of the times, it's easy for you guys to see when a guy makes a good play, but there's a lot of times where they got a good play going that the ball doesn't go there, so you don't really know it. And vice versa. They may have a bad down going and the ball doesn't go there, so it doesn't get exposed. So it's just consistent overall good play. And
That's a real cool.
just because the ball did or did not go his way, those plays are just as important in evaluating.
What's the improvement do while he's out, and how long do you expect that in training camp, and how much does that weigh into how much he's able to do?
Yeah, I mean, he just has to pay attention to meetings to get mental reps, but there's no replacing physical reps.
Damn.
You know, meetings and mental reps are good, but the value of them compared to physical reps is night and day.
Along those lines,
Makuba, man. Talking about Makuba, man. And you know, I like the fact that Fangio was a no-nonsense defensive coordinator, bro. You going to get the real from Vic Fangio, bro. You're going to get the real from Vic Fangio. He's saying Buddy not on the field in Makuba. He missed the last 2 practices. He's a rookie. You cannot duplicate that in meetings. You got to go out there and play.
Any
Real.
improvement in Sydney to where he was, obviously a year ago, he wasn't
Yeah.
on the field, but
Yeah,
where
he's finally getting to start in the OTAs training camp to learn his way through the system and learn how we expect him to play. And he had no chance of that last year. So I see him getting better.
I think Sidney Brown going to end up starting over McKee.
How well do you think your unit's picking things up this year compared to last year?
I don't know. I can't. Obviously, a lot of them are doing better because even though we lost a lot of players on defense, there's still a lot of players that were here. So we're probably doing a little bit better in that mode.
What has impressed you the most about Jahan Campbell now that you've gotten a chance to see him in some of the team drills?
Yeah, I do see him making small strides every day.
Consistent.
Again, it may not be noticeable to the average eye, but he's making good strides. And if he can keep making those strides, I think he'll be what we had hoped he would be.
What have you noticed about Nick Williams the first week?
Yeah, Max got some good football instincts. He's got to learn the finer points of what we're doing all the time. You know, he's a little hit and miss with that right now, but that's to be expected. But I do like the player. I think he's got good skill, and he's got a little football savvy to him, which, you know, if you don't have that, it's hard to coach that.
How far advanced is Trotter?
How what?
How far advanced from a year ago is Trotter?
Yeah, he's much more advanced, obviously. He got to be a part of the team last year, went through everything last year. Don't believe he was ever hurt last year and never missed any time. Now, second year through in the same system. He's much better than he was last year at this time.
Davis come along with Cooper in that sort of dual role, safety in the base and slot.
Yeah. I think it's going fine. We just haven't, to be honest, we haven't had enough snaps of it for him. Our offense is primarily playing 11 personnel out there against us. So, you know, we haven't had a ton of base snaps up to this point. Like to see him get some more and get him tested. I don't know that he's ever truly been tested yet with a hard play.
That's something you can coordinate with Nick?
Yeah, I mean, we'd like to be able to. Right now, we haven't been able to.
Jordan Davis has lost weight.
Man, it's a real coach, ladies and gentlemen.
Ball skills, does that improve with time?
And for the record, this is my first time hearing these interviews.
Yeah, I think it can improve, obviously, with work. And I think the work he's put in has made it. He has improved. He had a nice interception yesterday, which I don't know if he makes last year. But ball skills is a natural thing, too. So the improvement you can make is incremental. But any improvement he can make, he'll make because he'll work at it.
When Jordan Davis has lost weight, he said 26 pounds, does that correlate to him naturally being able to get lower in his pass rush? He was not too upright.
It should, you know, because when you get tired, you don't get low enough. And if you're tired, you know, he should, in theory, not be as tired as quick as he used to be.
In terms of like adding more to your pass rush moves,
Yeah.
would that happen because of?
I think so. Anytime you move better, particularly when you're talking about pass rush, you you open up a new world for yourself. And with his length, he's got to be able to use his length when it's an advantage, and then he's got to make himself 6'2" when he needs to by bending his knees.
What's your evaluation of the edge rush depth so far with guys like Josh Uche and Zito Hilaire? How do you feel about the entire edge rush group in terms of depth?
Yeah, I feel good about Nolan, and Jalix is making good strides. You know, after that, we got some heavy competition going on. And, you know, nobody's really truly surfaced yet, good or bad. You know, hopefully over the course of this camp and preseason games, that will play itself out.
So a lot of people think we so set on edge rusher, which we could be, but Fangio is not high on nobody outside of Nolan Smith and Jalix Hunt. I think Uche stripped the ball from Jalen today. Azeez Ojulari, I heard his name once or twice so far during camp, but it don't matter about what I hear from guys like Shore Parks. It matter about what I hear and what Vic Fangio sees, in my opinion.
What's that?
So with Jahad Campbell, there's small strides in coverage. How have you seen those strides for him, particularly working with man? Just some individual drills with the running backs. How can he progress there?
Yeah, those are all just teaching drills. You know, for an inside linebacker, he needs to show his improvement 11 on 11. You know, the most fundamental thing you have to do on defense is figure out if it's a run or a pass. And that's critical for an ILB. And the more reps he can get that way, the better it'll be.
General Vic, how do you weigh those one-on-ones in the evaluation process versus the team reps?
Me personally, I don't weigh him a lot.
Where are you with install of the defense? Cam mentioned he thought it was completely installed. Is that the case?
Totally installed? No.
I didn't know if he would know, but he thought it was. Cam Jurgens.
Oh, Cam
Jurgens.
Our center?
Yeah.
What'd he say?
He thought it was completely installed.
Our defense?
Yeah.
No, we got some stuff for him.
How do you like Ty Robinson?
He's doing fine. He's competing. He's in great shape. And, you know, probably this is his first real opportunity.
Yo, I really rock with Fangio, bro.
I think he's trying to do his best to take advantage of it. And, you know, he's right there.
What changes defensively when you're evaluating when the pads come on?
What changes? Again, I think the action speeds up. The play action, the run game, all speeds up. And it's better, you know. Again, like I said, the most fundamental thing you have to do on defense is figure out if it's a run or a pass. And that's more realistically accomplished in a padded practice.
After all your years coaching, how much do you enjoy or not enjoy a hot day like this at training?
It's not hot today. That's a mindset, you know. We're going to play some hot games of September, and if you cave to a hot day in training camp, we're in trouble.
Vic, so many players talk about the box drill as something that's productive for them. What's the background for that, and I guess why do you favor it so much?
I just like the drill. It was a drill that I implemented, I don't know, 10, 15 years ago to get players ready for change of direction, reacting to the offense. And then I quickly found out it was a really good conditioner. And it's a great drill. And we do it a lot in the spring. Clint's done it a little bit with the D-line out here. It's a tremendous drill, and it's kind of one of those few drills that I think is football specific and gets guys ready and in shape for football, not just running wind sprints or gassers. You know, nobody runs a gasser on the football field.
Are you wearing the sweatshirt?
Hell yeah.
Bro, I mean, if it's one thing you're going to get from Fangio, it's the truth, man. It's the truth. That's why a Vic Fangio presser, in my opinion, holds the most weight out of anything we got going on right now. A Fangio presser will hold the most weight. If you got any questions, just look at a Vic Fangio presser. 9 times out of 10, he's going to be blunt and honest and upfront with you, man. Listen, he liked the fact that Jordan Davis lost weight, but he still wanted him to bend his knees. Like Vic don't have no picks. Vic don't have no favorites. Vic don't have no picks. Vic don't have no favorites. I've never seen Vic come up, talk about a player and say, I've never seen Vic just give praise. Oh, he's one of the greatest. And Vic don't, I never heard Vic talk that highly of a guy, bro. Vic is out here talk. Elliot Shore Parks is saying that Jahad Campbell is a maniac running around like his hair on fire. Vic said, oh, he's making positive strides. You know what I'm saying? Like, he just ain't impressed, bro. And I like that. Vic always thinks that he can get more. Don't get me wrong. Vic praises his players. Vic gives the nod when the nod is supposed to be given. But Vic is a coach who expects things from his players. And whether we like it or not, he going to get those things from his players. This is some things that I'm fearful of, though. I'm fearful of Mac McWilliams starting that slot and Cooper DeJean starting that safety. Because I think the way that Vic talks about Mac, I think Vic likes Mac. Vic likes Mac. Vic likes Mac a lot, and I think Vic will trust Mac to play in the slot if Mac looks good enough in preseason. That's not what I want to happen, but you also hear Vic say, well, you know, Coop ain't really been challenged at safety like that. He hasn't really been challenged at safety like that. And that's a different ball game because we know Coop got instincts. We know Coop can jump a route. Those are things that slot guys do. But can Coop track a deep ball, bro? You know what I'm saying? Listen, it's easy to be. It's hard to be a top 60 player in this National Football League, bro. To be a top, listen, if Coop gonna be if Coop will be a top 90 player at safety versus a top 60 player at slot, he got to stay at the slot, bro. He got to stay at the slot. It's as simple as that, man. Michael Felder, man, thank you for the super chat, man. Eagles Nation, what up? You know what I'm saying? I appreciate you. I mean, I think Coop's spot is solidified, man. I think the move is grabbing a safety, and I think you could kind of figure it out with corner. Because the last line of defense is there. Blankenship and Simmons, hypothetically, whoever you want to put back there. I don't know, man. I judging by what Vic is saying, I don't think Vic is saying certain places he need to see more from, bro. And that's edge rusher. He need to see more from Adoree Jackson. He blatantly said, you can tell that Vic would have said no to Howie Roseman to Adoree Jackson. In the beginning of the press conference, Vic said, you know, how this works is how he says he wants a guy. He don't care what I think about it. He going to go grab that guy. And it's my job to take this player that has been in Tennessee, New York, couldn't make it work anywhere. Nobody extended him. And then it's my job to make this guy into somebody who can go somewhere and go get a bag after this 1 year is done. It's my job. And every coordinator has had that job before. Every coordinator has had that job before. Stoutland University, if you come here on a 1 year deal, you guaranteed you're going to leave getting paid. You're going to leave. Kenneth Gainwell got paid. Every side of the ball has those guys, bro. Nobody leaves the Philadelphia Eagles and just out the league. That ain't what we're about. So, you know, I appreciate Vic Fangio and his brutally honest demeanor. He's not being harsh. He's a man coaching men. This is how you got to be in this business, man. You can't be friends with these players, bro, because when you get fired, then what? So, like I said, I respect it, man. And, you know, tomorrow, I don't know if the guys is practicing tomorrow, but Vic, right, man. Adoree Jackson got to show us who he is or who he not. Show us who we are and who you not. That's pressure that's on him, but, bro, this your third team, bro. And I'm cool with it either way. I'm cool with it either way. I'm cool with it either way, man. Vic likes smart players. When he talked about Mac McWilliams, he talked about football savvy. He talked about an IQ situation. Stephon Gilmore fits exactly what we trying to do over here, bro. Exactly what we trying to do. He's IQ, a great tackler, a former defensive player of the year, bro. A former defensive player of the year. I don't feel good about certain spots on the defensive side of the ball, bro. The offense is cool, man. The offense is going to run the ball. Offense is going to throw the ball. Offense is going to do their thing. With our 6th straight offensive coordinator. You know what I mean? Jalen Hurts, 6 different play caller, bro. The offense is going to do their thing. And the thing about this is people like to make these points about Jalen Hurts and the system is the system that's carrying him. Bruh's in a new system every year. He is the system. The man is the system. Every new coordinator that comes here has to find a way to make the system work around him. He is the system. Kellen Moore ain't do nothing special, bro. Kellen Moore called some great plays. Kellen Moore has some great games on this belt. We're not going to do that. He called a great game in the Super Bowl. That was the game of Kellen Moore's life in the Super Bowl. But at the end of the day, man, we're going to see. Somebody asked, do I believe in Kevin Patullo as the OC? I don't know, bro. You got to see. Kevin Patullo got the easiest job in the league. Kevin Patullo has a fast track to being a head coach, bro. Kevin Patullo has a fast track to being a head coach. Bro, run the ball. Run the ball and go get you one of these head coaching jobs, bro. Run the ball, go on another playoff run. Go get you one of these head coaching jobs, bro. I think Jalen Hurts is going to throw for 4,000 yards under Kevin Patullo. Jalen will throw for 4,000 passing yards under Kevin Patullo. Everybody in the world is going to try to stack the box for Saquon. Jalen got Kellen Moore paid. Nobody wanted to do this. Was Kellen Moore last pit stop, bro. The magic was wearing off. Dallas, it ain't work out. The Chargers, he was only there 1 year, bro. Dak Prescott and Justin Herbert supposed to be better than Kellen Moore. Neither one of them got him to a championship game. Neither one of them got him to a championship game, bro. He won a Super Bowl with Jalen Hurts. Now he the head coach. All of them guys that he called plays under that was head coaches in Dallas, they fired. They're fired. They don't have jobs no more, and he the one with a job. I hope it works out for him in New Orleans. I really do. I hope they put a team around him, bro. Because, you know, I didn't want him. I didn't want him over here, but it worked out for us, man. There's no reason we shouldn't be able to play faster. Yeah, there's no reason. The only reason that the Eagles offense won't play faster and start off marching on teams and stuff like that is if Kevin Patullo overcomplicate this thing. And I don't think he is. Kevin Patullo, from the interviews I've seen of him, he's absolutely in awe of Jalen Hurts' deep ball. Kevin Patullo is going to encourage Jalen Hurts to take the deep shots one-on-one. He's going to encourage him to take the deep shots one-on-one. And that's just, I feel sorry for the league. I feel sorry for the league, man. But this defense is concerning. We're not going to act like it's not. To me, what's on paper is concerning. I could be wrong. I've been wrong before. Hope I'm wrong again. But at the end of the day, man, it's about trying to chase a repeat. And those are things that's right in front of us. And those are things that we need to go chase and conquer, man. So like I said, man, it's 9:43. I ain't going to hold y'all too long. 550 people in the building. Lord Brunson back at you with the back at you. I will see y'all lunchtime with the bullies tomorrow. We got some stuff to discuss. Yeah. Yeah. Have you ever had to talk your man out of a drill? Then he make a valid point, so y'all fight for the kill. We run tabs up in spots just to fight for the bill. You know how we play, but this ain't EA. The work fresher than some new ceviche. Drug dealers playing bones, sitting on the PJ. They clapping ass to coke bars. I don't need no DJ. We sent niggas in ghost cars with fully autos to spray. I'm a hustler. I turned YouTube to payday. Took that money, then put a couple bucks in JPay. Bought a tablet for my man so he could see where I stay. He said, wow, I ain't never seen no days ran away. Y'all